It's Tuesday, the 22nd of November, 2022. Welcome to the Fast Five by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 big stories in 5 minutes. Let's jump into it. Story number 1, the buy now, pay later sector is set for a major shake-up, with the government hinting that it will bring the sector under the Credit Act and licensed providers, including a sliding unsuitability test.
Yes, the days of just applying online in a few seconds for a buy now, pay later product are likely to end. Yesterday, Financial Services Minister Stephen Jones released a discussion paper, 3 options. One was very light touch, basically a self-regulatory option. The other 2 would bring the sector under the Credit Act. Now, Mr. Jones indicated he was inclined to bring buy now, pay later operators under that act. Basically, it's about licensing, and what that means, it makes it more expensive for the buy now, pay later operators to pick up customers because they've got to do more background checks. Regulation's always been a cloud on the horizon for these guys because it will make it harder to provide money or credit to customers. Under 2 of the options, the buy now, pay later player would have to obtain a credit license and meet responsible lending obligations, which is a far higher hurdle than what they've got currently. What's really given this a kick along is the fact that 19% of customers surveyed by the corporate regulator said they had to cut back or go without essential items to make repayments. It's also big now, $16 billion in transactions last year, 7 million active accounts, and other jurisdictions, UK, New Zealand, USA, all thinking about it.
Story number 2, Sean, COVID-19 is back in the headlines, with health experts urging employees to work from home as the number of infections jumped a whopping 30% last week.
That's right. Nearly 80,000 people contracted the disease in the 7 days to last Thursday across the country, more than double the level of infections of 3 weeks earlier. It's both the new Omicron subvariants and the old ones. Chief Medical Officer Paul Kelly last week said that Australia was nearing the middle of the current wave, with cases expected to peak soon if Australia's experienced mirrored Singapore's. Now, thus far, the government's pushed back on calls for more restrictions, such as face masks, but the Health Minister wants the 5.5 million Australians yet to have a 3rd dose of the vaccine to come forward and get one. Couldn't agree more.
All right, on to story number 3. And Parliament was back yesterday and started with tributes to former Liberal Industrial Relations Minister Peter Reith, who died earlier this month.
Both sides spoke of what a tough and unrelenting politician Mr. Reith was. He served, of course, in the Howard government and instituted some major industrial relations reforms. Both leaders, Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton, also welcomed the release of Australian academic Sean Turnell from a jail in Myanmar. Once Question Time got going, there's plenty of focus on Mr. Albanese's recent meetings with the US President Joe Biden, UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, and Chinese President Xi Jinping. Of the latter, Mr. Albanese said it was very constructive, and he wants the 2 countries to move forward together with the stabilisation of the relationship. Also, Michael, just quickly, Treasurer Jim Chalmers said the federal government had paid out $55 million in financial assistance in more than 47,000 flood claims across New South Wales, Victoria and Tasmania.
Okay, story number 4. One of the travel sector's leading experts has warned that the current sky-high ticket prices must come down for the sector to truly recover from COVID-19.
Melbourne Airport Chief Executive Laurie Argus, speaking at the Financial Review Infrastructure Summit, said it will be a while before airfares fall from their highest level in 14 years. That's because Qantas and Virgin have put a lot of effort into solving operational issues, hiring hundreds more people, and now they need to make that money back. But eventually prices must come down if airlines expect people to use them. She said Qantas would throw everything they can at the holiday period to help fix issues with delays, cancelled flights and lost baggage, because from a branding perspective, the national carrier can't afford to have a really bad Christmas. On the international front, Ms. Argus said Australia was still having trouble convincing tourists to make the trek down under because of a lingering stigma from last year's lockdowns and border closures.
All right, last one. Story number 5, Sean. Elon Musk continues to reinstate banned accounts at Twitter. Yesterday it was Donald Trump. Today it's the artist formerly known as Kanye West.
Ye, as he is now known, was suspended from Twitter for an anti-Semitic tweet. His first tweet back said simply, "Shalom." Not sure what to make of that. Musk responded positively to Ye's initial tweet, tweeting, "Don't kill what ye hate, save what ye love." There you go.
Yes, indeed. There we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Tuesday, the 22nd of November, 2022. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough for you, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast Five by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.